Hello, welcome to the Warframe Collective. Today is going to be your monthly bug report. We're going to be showing off some bugs and glitches in Warframe. And the reason we're doing this is because some of these bugs and glitches are unintentionally hilarious. So, without further ado, let's just jump into it with our first clip. With our first clip, we have this guy right here. He seems to have transformed into that little robot. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that robot is a decoration for your ship. So, like, if it's a decoration for your ship, one would assume how the fuck does it even get into the mission? Anyway, this dude's abilities as well as his weapons and his sentience still seems to work. So, this guy's just mobbing through it. Anyway, next up, we have this guy running through the mission. He's running Rhino, and it looks like an Acolyte is going to pop up on him. And it would appear as the Acolyte pops up, the Acolyte just decides to take a nap. That's actually pretty hilarious the way that dude's just sprawled out onto the floor. Anyway, my guy's just going to line up a headshot and he's gonna go for that easy kill. And how can you argue with those results? But I wonder why he got 4 still essence instead of 5. Anyway, we're gonna move on to our next one. For the next clip is actually pretty short, so I shortened it to about half speed. In our next clip, we have this dude running through the mission as Haro, and it looks like his Kuva Lich is gonna pop up and just absolutely blow his ass into oblivion. And in our next clip, we have this guy's Mesa. I guess this guy's Mesa just decided to start dancing while he started using his 4. Well, it still looks pretty cool. Anyway, moving on. In our next clip, we have this guy. I think he's in a solo survival. And if you look at that timer, it looks like he's almost at 60 minutes. This dude's almost at 60 minutes in what I would assume is Mott Void. And oh man, that is rough right there. It looks like the game lost connection and man, this guy just got booted back to the menu and he lost all of his rewards. That's tough right there. I'm sure if you've been playing Warframe for any amount of time, we've all had some shit like that happen to us where the game just glitches out and you lose all your rewards. And so in our next clip, we have this guy. I guess, I don't know, something about the Halo on the new Heirlooms collection is glitching out or something. I'm not sure because I didn't buy that thing, but if anyone knows what this dude's referring to, sound off in the comments. Anyway, we're going to be moving on. In our next clip, we have this guy. He appears to be duking it out with an Acolyte, and he almost has the Acolyte down. But it would appear the Acolyte just pieces out on him. Oh man, that is rough right there. So the Acolyte just took his toys and went home, it would appear. And this guy's kind of, he brings up his map. This dude brought up his map. Can you see the Acolyte on the map? That's hilarious. And I guess the Acolyte gives him one last farewell and pieces out of there. Anyway, we're gonna be moving on to our next clip. In our next clip, we have this dude over here running Wukong, and he's gonna be showcasing not necessarily a glitch, but some high IQ gameplay, as well as some slick thumbs right there. He actually ends up beating the hacking terminal, and yeah, he absolutely murders this right here. And it's seriously gonna make me think about using Wukong the next time I want to run some spy missions. Wukong is actually pretty underrated when it comes to spies. I gotta start using him more. So in our next clip, we have this guy. He appears to be in the void and he's scanning some stuff. But as he's scanning some stuff, it would appear that he does a finisher on even he either does a finisher on his buddy or a specter. I'm not sure if that's his buddy or a specter, but it would appear that they at least came back. But that's a weird glitch right there. I've never seen that one. That one's actually pretty hilarious. If anyone else has encountered that bug, sound off in the comments. But anyway, we're going to be moving on to our next clip. And in our next clip, it would appear we have another guy that has transformed into the robot decoration thing. Like, is there like a gear spawn for that thing? How the fuck does that thing even get onto the ship? That's absolutely hilarious. Just marching around with the sword. Look at him. That's actually pretty funny. But how the fuck does that thing even get onto the ship? Because they're gonna make me buy one of those. I'm gonna have to buy one of those things just to fuck around with it, because obviously that thing is the life of the party. Anyway, we're gonna be moving on to our next clip. In our next clip, we have this dude. It looks like he's in an infested mission and his game just completely kind of glitches out on him. I'm not sure what happened to that guy right there, but it looked like he kind of lost movement speed. But in our next clip, we have this guy. I believe this guy stated you thought Grindel bullet jumping looked ridiculous. Well, check out this animation. And I must say that actually looks pretty cool right there. That actually looks pretty cool. In our next clip, we have somebody with not necessarily a bug or a glitch, but I would call this a high IQ play. This dude has mad movement speed and he makes his way across the Viri and he fucking possesses the worm simply by running and jumping with his operator. That is some high IQ shit right there. That is mad thumbs. I give that guy mad props right there. I love to see it. I absolutely love it. Anyway, we're going to be moving on to our next clip. In our next clip, we have this guy's robot dog animation that just seems to glitch out. That's actually pretty funny right there. I've actually never had that happen to mine, but I don't necessarily use those dogs enough to really have any kind of glitches occur. And in our next clip, we have this dude fighting his lich, and his lich is gonna just do a Dark Souls execution on his ass. Did you see that? That was many. Anyway, we're gonna be moving on to our next clip. Next up, we have somebody else running across the Viri, but it would appear over here they're using Goss to just absolutely sail through the Viri. Man, I've never actually got Goss on the Viri, but man, Goss is definitely king of the speedsters in Warframe. Volt has entered the chat. Anyway, in our next clip, we have another player showing off a high IQ play. This dude has Loki, and this guy is going to switch teleport with the Eximus unit that's inside the spy room, and he's going to instantly pull the data and switch teleport with the Eximus again to get right back out of there. Who said Loki's retired? Loki's actually never stopped. So I'm gonna have to consider pulling Loki out of the vault again. But next up, we have this guy. He appears to be fishing on the plains, and it would appear the Tusk Thumper has somehow gotten glitched inside the water. And that's not necessarily a bad one, because those Tusk Thumpers can be assholes. If you've ever had to deal with those guys, if you're just farming, those guys can be awfully annoying. But in our next clip, we have somebody else with robot shenanigans, it would appear their robot is jacking decorations. So yeah, I'm gonna have to pick up one of those little guys. But in the next clip, we have this guy who says Wisp Prime details are glitched out with her immortal skin. So if you have Wisp Prime and you have Wisp Immortal skin, check out her Prime details and see if it's glitched out for you. Anyway, we are going to be moving on to our next clip. The next one's actually pretty rough because there's nothing like grinding through Trident Cap and almost pulling it off and then everything goes wrong. In this clip, we have this guy who appears to kill the Hydralisk, but right as he gets the kill, this dude gets put down by the acid rain and he doesn't get any rewards. He loses his arcanes in a fuck ton of time, man. That's rough. I feel bad for that dude because that's honestly really rough right there. Anyway, next up we have a player that was actually intentionally trying to glitch out the system. Apparently what this guy was trying to do is he was trying to spawn in enough balls until his ship would crash or the game would crash or something. He was trying to make the game crash by spawning in a fuck ton of balls, but it doesn't look like the endeavor was successful. Anyway, we're going to be moving on to the next clip. The next clip appears to be a Steam Deck clip, and that's interesting because I don't actually own a Steam Deck. So if you have a Steam Deck, look out for this glitch right here. It would appear as he's on Deviri and he possesses the worm, he completely loses all control. He can't control the worm whatsoever. So if you have a Steam Deck, look out for that one. Anyway, I'm going to let the next clip speak for itself actually.
So you can slap. I snap harder.
That's actually pretty hilarious right there. I love the dialogue from some of the sister liches. Anyway, in our next clip, we have this guy. He appears to have extracted with the Zarmon Accolade. And so what this dude is going to do, he appears to take the Zarmon Accolade with him into another mission. And this dude is actually going to use the Zarmon Accolade in a different mission. That's interesting that you can do that. I've definitely extracted with the Zarmon Accolade before, but I've never took it into another mission before and actually used it. If DE intentionally designed it that way, that would be cool, but I think this might be a little oversight by them. I don't know. But if you think it was intentionally designed that way, sound off in the comments. Anyway, the next clip is going to be a little obnoxious. I think this dude's using Octavia and he's going to be doing a little bit of beatboxing. So I'm going to let you guys hear it, but I'm warning you, it's a little obnoxious. That's absolutely hilarious. It would appear she's making music in more ways than one. Anyway, in our next clip, we have this dude over here. He is running Mirage on the plains, and as he uses her Hall of Mirror abilities, it would appear that he's able to give the Amisha Swarm ability to each of his clones, which is pretty cool. Anyway, in the last clip is not necessarily a bug or a glitch, but it's more of a meme. And it says, when your kit gun needs Arion and you know you're about to be stuck on the plains for at least 30 minutes. More like at least 30 minutes to an hour and a half, because those Aron forums are horrible. Anyway, guys, thank you so much.